Imagine this. You're at the grocery store, surrounded by dozens of types of bread. Whole grain, 7-grain, seeded, gluten-free, all in packages that promise health and well-being. But what no one told you is that a simple choice there could cost you years of your life, or add them. Sounds exaggerated? Harvard Medical School published a striking study. People over 60 who made the right switch in the type of bread they consumed lived, on average, 7.2 years longer, with less inflammation, less pain, and better cognitive function. This isn't about trends or fad diets. It's about small decisions that shape the future. At 60, your body no longer reacts to bread the same way it did at 30. What once seemed harmless can now silently inflame your system, disrupt your blood sugar levels, and accelerate cellular aging. In this video, you'll learn about the 4 types of bread that nutritionists and recent studies recommend for those over 60, and the ones you should avoid at all costs. One of them can reduce joint pain by up to 47% and improve your memory. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Avoiding the risk of missing out on information like this could be what ensures more years of life and quality in your days. And if you love someone over 60, share this video now. It could be exactly the wake-up call they need before their next trip to the grocery store. At 60, your body no longer handles food the same way. What seemed normal at 40 can now have direct consequences on your energy levels, memory, and even your joints. It's not about aging poorly. It's about understanding what changes in order to age well. Over time, there is a natural decline in digestive enzyme production. This means foods rich in refined carbohydrates, like many types of white bread, begin to ferment more easily in the gut. The result? More inflammation, more abdominal discomfort, and increased insulin resistance, even in people who never had issues with sugar before. Additionally, glucose spikes caused by certain types of bread are more dangerous at this stage of life. They're directly linked to accelerated cellular aging, memory loss, and a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. And here's a point many people ignore. Even whole wheat bread can be harmful depending on its ingredients and actual fiber content. Have you ever felt something has changed in your body, but you don't know exactly what? Often, the bread you eat daily is the main reason for that constant fatigue, unexplained aches, or even mild insomnia. In the next few seconds, you'll discover which 4 types of bread work with your body, not against it. It's time to talk about the allies, the breads that truly make a difference for those over 60. But pay attention. We're not talking about famous brands or trendy diets. We're talking about specific compositions that directly impact your cellular health, memory, and even your joints. The first bread might surprise you. According to a 2024 study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition, it can reduce inflammation markers associated with arthritis by up to 47%. Even more, participants in the same study showed up to a 31% improvement in short-term memory. We're talking about 100% whole-grain sourdough bread made with whole wheat flour, with no added sugar or preservatives. It's different from the shelf whole grain options. The second bread is even less obvious. Pure rye bread with no blends, rich in lignans, fibers that feed the good bacteria in the gut. It helps regulate glucose and improves bowel movements. The impact on mental health is notable. People who regularly consume it report fewer mood swings and more energy throughout the day. And there are two more. One of them even helps reduce bad cholesterol, according to data from the University of Toronto. But before revealing them, answer this. Do you already eat any of these types of bread? Or have you been eating the wrong whole wheat bread? Leave a comment below and share this video with someone who needs this information. Sometimes a simple gesture can protect a loved one from a choice that's silently aging their body. Let's understand exactly how these breads affect your body and why each one is more than just a healthy option. They're tools to help you live better and with more independence. 1. 100% whole grain sourdough bread. This bread goes through a slower fermentation process, which lowers its glycemic index. That means it releases glucose into the blood more gradually, avoiding dangerous spikes. According to a study by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, this type of bread is linked to a lower incidence of type 2 diabetes in older adults. Plus, the natural probiotics help balance gut flora, boosting immunity and even mood. 2. Pure rye bread. Rich in soluble fibers and lignans, rye bread has a proven anti-inflammatory effect. Researchers at the University of Helsinki found that patients over 60 who ate this bread saw significant reductions in joint pain and LDL, bad cholesterol levels. The prolonged feeling of fullness also helps with weight control, something crucial at this stage of life. 3. Oat bread with chia or flaxseed. This type combines the soluble fibers of oats with the omega-3 fatty acids from chia or flaxseed. The result: reduced inflammation, improved digestion, and enhanced cardiovascular protection. According to the Glycemic Index Foundation, it's one of the lowest glycemic impact breads available on the market, ideal for those who need to control blood sugar without sacrificing flavor. 4th, sprouted grain bread, perhaps the least known and the most powerful. Made from live grains that undergo a germination process before being turned into dough, this bread is more digestible and rich in bioavailable nutrients. A UCLA study found up to a 25% improvement in zinc and magnesium absorption in older adults who regularly consumed sprouted grain bread, nutrients directly tied to brain function and sleep quality. Now that you know your allies, tell me, do any of these breads already have a place in your routine? Or will you need to rethink your next shopping trip? Leave a comment. And if this content is helping you, subscribe to the channel now. Every week, a new video could be the difference between simply aging or aging healthily. Now you know, the right bread, chosen consciously, can be one of the most powerful tools for preserving your health after 60. This isn't an exaggeration. It's science. Each type of bread we've shown here carries specific benefits, documented by serious studies and respected institutions. And the difference between continuing to live with pain, fatigue, forgetfulness, or living with mental clarity, less inflammation and more energy, might be right there, in your breakfast. Choosing bread isn't just a matter of taste. It's a decision about your future. But be warned, these benefits only work if you actually take action. Knowing isn't enough if you keep following the same habits. The body changes, and your diet needs to evolve with it. If any of this made sense to you, subscribe to the channel now. So many people miss videos like this and keep repeating the same mistakes that speed up aging. Every video here is designed to help you live longer and with quality. And remember, if you have someone you love, a parent, grandparent, or friend, share this video with them now. It could help them avoid a silent health problem, and it all starts with a simple swap at the bakery. Now that you know the breads that help your body work better, it's time to look at the other side. The breads that, while seemingly harmless or even healthy, are actually sabotaging your health every day. And the scariest part? Many of these are found in most people's homes. They're part of breakfast, afternoon snacks, family meals. 1. Traditional white bread. Made with highly refined flour, lacking fiber, and with a high glycemic index, it causes blood sugar spikes, followed by sharp crashes. The result is a cycle of constant hunger, chronic inflammation, and in the long run, a higher risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. 2. Industrial whole wheat bread. Labels can be deceiving. Many so-called whole wheat breads contain more white flour than whole, along with sugar, dyes, and preservatives. According to a report by Anvisa, over 70% of these products on the market contain negligible fiber amounts. You think you're eating healthy, but you're actually fueling silent inflammation. 3. Light and zero breads. The promise of fewer calories or fewer carbs often comes with more chemical additives, emulsifiers, and artificial sweeteners. Stanford University studies show that frequent consumption of these additives can disrupt the gut microbiome, harming immunity and nutrient absorption. 4. Multigrain sliced bread with sugar or syrup. This category sounds healthy, but it's a trap. Many versions include inverted sugar, corn syrup, and maltodextrin. The result? More glucose spikes and accelerated aging. It may sound extreme, but the bread you put on your plate could be shortening your life expectancy. Do you recognize any of these in your daily routine? Leave a comment below, and don't forget, someone you love is probably eating these breads without realizing the harm. Share this video with them now. This kind of information can be the difference between living in pain or in good health. Have you ever felt deceived by a product that seemed healthy but wasn't? It happens every day, especially with bread. And here's the truth that almost no one talks about. The most misleading part of the packaging is the front. Yes, the part that says whole grain, zero, with seeds, light, high in fiber. It's designed to earn your trust without a second thought. The food industry knows exactly what to write there to make you feel like you're making a good choice. But that good choice is often just an illusion. And here's where you'll learn one of the most valuable skills few people truly master: how to decode a label and see what it's really hiding. From now on, every time you pick up a loaf of bread from the shelf, your mind will see through the promise. And more importantly, you'll feel in control. And that control over what you eat and share with those you love is the beginning of true longevity. 1. The first ingredient is the raw truth. If there's one habit that can completely change the way you buy bread, it's this. Ignore the front of the package and go straight to the ingredients list. Human psychology has a bias called the halo effect, meaning we tend to judge a product based on one positive feature. If we see the word whole grain on the front, our brain automatically assumes the bread is healthy, even if it contains more white flour than whole grain or hidden sugars. The rule is simple. the first ingredient listed is what the product contains the most of. If it's not whole wheat flour, whole rye flour, or another true whole grain, that bread isn't truly whole grain. If it says wheat flour enriched with iron and folic acid, you're buying white flour in disguise. 2. The fewer ingredients, the healthier it is. The human brain also has a mechanism called cognitive ease. The simpler something seems, the more trustworthy it feels. And that rule applies here. If your bread has 5 or 6 ingredients at most, all simple and familiar, flour, water, yeast, salt, seeds, you're on the right track. But when the label reads like a chemistry formula with names like monoglycerides, calcium propionate, potassium bromate, emulsifiers E471, E472, that's a red flag. These long names create what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. You believe you're buying something healthy, but start to realize maybe you're not. That internal discomfort is important. It creates space for a new decision. And that new decision is go for the simpler option. Because with bread, less is more. 3. Hidden sugars. The most dangerous trap. One of the food industry's dirtiest tricks is hiding sugar under different names. If you see inverted sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, maltodextrin, or fructose, understand it's sugar, just wearing a disguise. And here comes one of the most subtle and dangerous psychological triggers. The false sense of care. You buy a sugar-free bread thinking you're protecting your health, or your parents, or your grandparents, and without realizing it, you're giving them something that raises blood sugar, causes inflammation, and speeds up aging. That moment of realization can be powerful. That's when the viewer understands the power to change lives in their own hands. 4. Make the label work for you, not against you. Now imagine you walk into the store and look at a shelf full of breads. Instead of feeling uncertain, you feel clarity. Instead of trusting the front label, you go straight to what matters. You become the person who knows what they're doing. And more than that, you protect your loved ones, knowing you now have knowledge most people still don't. You've probably noticed this kind of content rarely appears in commercials or grocery store ads, right? It doesn't show up because it's not in their interest for you to know this. But now you do, and there's no going back. Final question before we continue. Have you looked at the ingredients list of the bread you have at home? When this video ends, head to your kitchen and check. Today might be the day you learned something that changes your life and the lives of the people you love, all from reading a label. Now, you have something most people sadly don't. Clarity. Clarity to look at a loaf of bread on the shelf and know exactly what it represents, whether it's a silent ally for your health or a disguised enemy. You've discovered which breads work with your body even after 60. You've understood how your body changes and how the wrong bread can accelerate disease, pain, and loss of quality of life. You've learned how to spot traps on labels, and you've seen how a simple choice at the store can protect you for years to come. But now comes the most important part. What will you do with this information? Because knowing doesn't change anything. Action changes everything. If this video helped you in any way, subscribe to the channel now. Don't risk missing future content that will help you live with more vitality, clarity, and independence. Each video here is created with care to give you what really works based on science, studies, and real choices. And if someone came to mind while watching, your mom, dad, spouse, friend, share this video with them right now. You might be the reason they stop making a daily choice that's quietly harming their health. Now, tell me in the comments, which of these breads is leaving your home? And which one will you start adding to your new routine? Your experience might open someone else's eyes. Let's share ideas, stories, questions. The conversation continues below. See you in the next video with more truth, more knowledge, and more life.